Well, here we are at Cross Point Church. This is a big rally. This is cool, isn't it? Damn right it's cool. This is Missoula, Montana. June 28th, 2021. Neat, huh? Okay.
But Juan told me, he said, Robert, I know you got nothing else to do, so why don't you create a tour and be at Mount Rushmore on the 4th of July? Yes, Juan. I announced the tour. I took my first $100 donation on the 14th of March, and 8.5 weeks later, I had $850,000 in our nonprofit account. And then I set off on this course. Now, we still need $500,000 because gas money and all this stuff is a thing. But I've accounted for how I have spent your $1.4 million. And by the way, that's 10,000 patriots at $100 each, plus a few people that gave a couple of chunks. Mount Rushmore is going to be epic, but we're also going to be doing 50 more stops after Mount Rushmore, including one in Pennsylvania that will be just as epic. And there will be a drive-by at Mar-a-Lago. Now, again, it's a God thing. Someone sent me this. This hat was gifted to me by a great lady, Kathy Smith, the beloved widow of Bert Smith, a great man in Utah and in the Mormon Church. And this hat came from Bert Smith's store. And I'm going to wear this hat for the rest of my life to remind myself that I found Jesus and goodness in the heartland. Not to be found on the East and West Coast, not to be found in the cities. We have to come back to the heartland. So somebody, I don't know who, gave me these two things. A More Perfect Union and Miracles in God We Trust. The creation of the United States of America was a miracle. The destruction of the United States of America over the last 200 years has been a satanic, Luciferian, what my black friends would call, hot mess. We got to fix this. Now, I don't think of myself as a leader. I think of myself as an educator. And my most important motto is, the truth at any cost lowers all other costs. Well, let me tell you what the truth is. I did my first graduate thesis on predicting revolution. CIA still has not mastered it. By the way, CIA, I'm a former spy saying don't send spies where a schoolboy can go. And CIA hates that because I can do more at lower cost than CIA can on just about any topic, okay? This is my original thesis on predicting revolution. Every single condition of revolution exists in the United States of America today. Among the top ones being isolation of the elites, concentration of wealth, acceptance of media distortions, and loss of faith in the legitimacy of the government. Every single one of these conditions exists in the United States of America today. Now, I'm feeling like we are going to be nonviolent. I do believe that our President Donald Trump will come back because the fraud is going to be revealed. CIA created the artificial intelligence staff around me in 1986. Not because I'm a technical genius, but because I can break technical heads. And I will absolutely guarantee you Sidney Powell is going to kick Dominion's ass. The dominoes are going to fall. Now, what I decided to do today is go over how we restore the Constitution by 2024. And I'm going to do this very quickly because there's a lot of material to cover. But I want this on the video record. We are in this pickle because we stopped paying attention. We let them dumb us down and drug us up. We stopped respecting the Constitution. And one of the reasons I think Sheriff Mack is the second most important man in America after President Donald Trump is because he has brought forth the idea of constitutional counties. That's where, to take one example, Sheriff Brad Rogers is approached by an Amish farmer. The federal government is harassing this farmer, trying to force him to sell his land so big agriculture can buy it. Sheriff Brad Rogers, after satisfying himself that the Amish farmer was doing everything correctly, sent one email to the federal government. You come to my county, you're going to see the inside of my county jail. 1 week later, the federal government backed off, gave the farmer a quit claim, and that's the end of that. Now, one of the things I love about elected constitutional sheriffs is they can deputize citizens. Now, I earned this Marine Corps pin. I gave both knees for my country. I don't play militia dress-up. I think you are the militia. And I particularly love armed women. Mothers and grandmothers who are packing and riding Harleys are the God's blood of America. Now, very quickly on the Constitution, and everything I talk about you will find at bigbatusa.org under the library page. First Amendment. No commercial entity such as Google, Gestapo may censor anyone. Internet is a public universal service, and any manipulation of data in this public network is a felony. Second Amendment. Concealed carry approved nationwide, and PTSD and other pharmaceutical guises for depriving veterans, particularly. End the police state and shut down the Department of Homeland Security, which is a Zionist deep state enterprise. It is a RICO organization. Fourth Amendment, terminate all mass surveillance, terminate the ability of the federal government to impose local cell towers and harmful 5G technology on any local or state jurisdiction. Fifth Amendment, end all mandatory arbitration clauses and other variations, restore the right to fair and free trial by jury as well as class action lawsuits across all commercial tort categories. Also, restore to the Fifth Amendment the right of presentment, which is where you could form a grand jury and tell any public official you will have your, I got a little angel on my head that keeps cleaning up my language, you will present yourself to a public grand jury and you will account for how you have spent this money and what your actions have been. And remember now, NSA has every email, every cell call, every banking transaction. We have these people. We have them. And I believe that President Trump declassified a great deal of this material on the 19th of January. And I believe that the 5,000 National Guardsmen that we made Deputy U.S. Marshals have not been de-marshalized. They've been farming out across the country, and the reason we have no violence is because I think everyone's making the deal. Ninth Amendment, move the U.S. Postal Service as the provider of free emails to all citizens, such that citizenship and voter status are embedded in the email, a form of HTTPS for individuals. We should test national, state, and local ballots where citizens can vote on a line item. Simple example, in Idaho, I think it was, or maybe Illinois, $20 million were allocated to turn a county airport into a Learjet-capable airport. They didn't need it. It turned out some fat cat that didn't like to drive 5 hours to inspect one of his factories bribed the congressman to put that $20 million into the legislation so that he could fly his Learjet in to inspect his factory. That kind of stuff is going on all the time. Our foreign aid is Wall Street bribing foreign officials. When we give $60 million to Pakistan, that money is a Wall Street bribe using your money to bribe Pakistani military officers. It does not get down to where its intended purpose. All right? 10th Amendment, narrowly limit the role of the federal government in global matters. Eliminate regulations sponsored by the deep state in favor of constitutional counties. We have killed small-town butchers because Big Ag wants small-town butchers killed. We need to get back to family farms and villages and so forth, and I do have a plan for that. 12th Amendment, enact Unrigged the Election Reform Act with all 12 provisions. 13th Amendment, expand definition of slavery to include all forms of financial and digital indentureship. Focus on assuring individual sovereignty in all its forms, including anonymity, identity, privacy, and security. 27th Amendment, forbid Congress from having pay scales and benefits that are different from the rest of us. Now, this is the final part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 amendments must be reversed. The 11th Amendment, end sovereign immunity and begin to hold both elected officials and bureaucrats accountable for fraud, waste, and abuse. 14th Amendment, end birth tourism, Asian as well as other. Refuse to grant visas or citizenship to those who cannot produce complete police records from their home country. 16th Amendment, terminate the right of the federal government to collect any tax in any guise. and terminate the right of the federal government to borrow and print money that is mortgaging our future generations. 17th Amendment, reverse the election of senators by the public and restore state sovereignty. I want to point out that the 16th and 17th Amendments may never have been ratified. 22nd Amendment, reverse limitations on the president. I have no problem with Donald Trump serving 3 terms. 25th Amendment, reverse the automatic assumption of the presidency by the vice president. All right, I can see Trent wanting to give me the hook, so I'll just tell you a quick story about this. I will not show you the slides. You can find them at the library, but it basically shows you how we take back the power with USA 99. These were loaned to us in Ogden, Utah, the same place that gave me this great hat to remember the homeland by. The heartland and the homeland. So this used to be something you listened for and you gave right away, but eventually it became a sign of righteousness. People would be given a gift of bells for doing righteous things. This tour is a God tour. It's your tour, and as God is my witness, it is righteous to the end.
Robert David Steele and his pig. Get your pig out of here. Lipstick on my cheek. Where's your piggy bank? Robert, where's your piggy bank?
Oh, over there.
Okay, afterwards, Robert will be over there. Right there with the flag. Of course, it's in the shade. So you can go see Robert over there later. Sheriff Richard Mack is going to be up next. Richard, you're making your way up here. One thing I might just point out, the historical significance of June 28th, 1776. Everybody know what happened? It was the day that we finalized and presented the Declaration of Independence, leading to the 4th day of July, 1776. So it was a week-long process, and all of that independence was about county control, local government, representative republic, and the guy who brings it all front and center. And what, 200, I don't know what my math is, Richard, 1776 to today, 245 years later, the path that we get back to what the Founding Fathers had under the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution is the constitutional counties. And the man who's making it happen is Constitutional Counties and Peace Officers Association founder, Sheriff Richard Mack. With his bells.
Just trying to remember his first name. You think it was easy.
Did everybody catch that? Why is that there? I think he looks like a great Santa Claus. But anyway, I really... Okay, I think I got it. You're not going to help me. Everybody, yesterday I said that this kind of weather for this Arizona boy was a tiptoe through the tulips. I'm not saying that today. This is too hot. So I'm going to try to make it really quick. I don't want you to be out here too much longer than you have to be. And boy, are Montanans dedicated or what? Wow. My hat is off to you. But I can't show you that because my hair's messed up. But I love being here. I love part of this tour. I love being part of it. It's an absolute miracle that this is happening. For heaven's sakes, those buses are miracles. I mean, yeah, it's just an amazing miracle that brought all of us here. And back when I was sheriff of Graham County, Arizona, county seat being Safford, in 1994, I launched a lawsuit against the federal government. I actually sued the Clintons, and guess who joined me? Sheriff Jay Prince from Ravalli County, Montana, Hamilton. Yeah. And when I was actually on my way to work, when I heard the CBS Morning News that another sheriff filed a lawsuit against the federal government, against the Clinton administration. And I believe that Jay really saved me, because for 5 weeks I was all by myself on this, and I was just so afraid that the Clintons were going to take care of me like you know how they take care of people. And you know, the real miracle is that Jay and I, Sheriff Prince and I, sued the federal government, sued the Clintons, and we lived to tell about it. Yeah! And this was all about stopping the overreach of government. And that lawsuit gave birth to what Trent just said, to the CSPOA. And I have one of our pamphlets here, and a membership pamphlet that all of you can become members of this great association that is creating constitutional counties all across the country. And the first thing that we focused on with that is to create constitutional sheriffs, thus our name, Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association. Do you know how this will never work? If you're not involved. The first three words of the Constitution, we the people. This is your government, you're in charge. We the people bestow all power on our government. We authorize all their power. We delegate to them the power that we already have, and we cannot delegate to them powers that we do not have. For instance, do you have the authority to kill a baby in the womb? No, you do not. And you cannot delegate that to government. Do you know that you cannot delegate power to your government to take money from this group and give it to this group? Do you have the authority to go take money from your neighbor and then go give it to another neighbor? Oh, no, what if that other neighbor really needs it? You still can't do it. You do not have the authority to take money from one person and give it to another because you think that other person needs it more than that first person does. Doesn't matter who needs it. The criteria is this: do you have the authority? And if you don't have the power to do it, then government can't have the power because we're the ones that bestow that. Do you know that we the people decide just about every single criminal case and civil case in this entire country? We have the final say, and we also have the final say in every single thing that government does. They were right. Robert was right. We have fallen asleep, and it's time to wake up.
That's right.
I am Paul Revere, and I'm riding through this entire tour to wake you up. It's time to get up, folks. Now, there's a very unique situation in your county. Your sheriff only has one boss. One. And it's you. It's the people. He has no other supervisor. The county commissioners cannot tell him what to do. The county attorney can't tell him what to do. The governor can't tell your sheriff what to do. Can your sheriff go along willingly? Yes, he can. Should he? No. It's not. The governor's not your sheriff's boss. He is only appointed to you. You pay his salary, and you say how long he stays. That is extreme power. Use it wisely. Now, the Constitution is the whole gist of our entire government. But you know what? You can boil that down to one little sentence. The Constitution does this. It makes sure that no one in government can hurt you or take your stuff. So don't hurt me, don't take my stuff. There's your Constitution in a nutshell. Thomas Paine wrote about that. He said, what difference does it make who steals my stuff, who kills me or threatens to kill me, whether it be a king or an army, whether it be my countryman or whether it not be my countryman, whether it be a highwayman or just a common thief or a street gang or a whole army of government officials. What difference does it make to me which group takes my stuff, takes my home, takes my children, and ruins my business? But even then, do we have any authority in this country anywhere to shut your churches down and arrest ministers for having church?
No.
No, we do not. Do we have, I don't know, I can't remember what Teresa called it, but did you call it a face diaper? Yeah. You mean they can force our children to wear a face diaper, and they can force all of us, and they can destroy all of our businesses, destroy our freedoms and our liberties and our Constitution, and then come and tell you it's for your own good. And if you believe that, I've got beachfront property for you in Omaha, Nebraska. Because that is a lie. Go figure, government lying to you. Don't hurt me. Don't take my stuff. And government is here for one reason. And you see that reason in the Declaration of Independence. Right after that part where we're all created equal. All men are created equal. There is no exemption. There is no exemption clause. There is no exception for any race, creed, color, religion. Doesn't matter who your daddy was. Doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter where you're from. Freedom, individual liberty, and civil rights are for all God's children. 100% of the time. All my rights, all the time, no exceptions. That's your Declaration of Independence, and that's your Constitution. Yeah. And our responsibility, Teresa's responsibility as a member of your state legislature, is to do one thing, and one thing very well, which I'm proud that she already is. Your sheriff has the same exact duty and responsibility as she has. Yep. Keep your oath of allegiance to the Constitution. That's it. And the Declaration of Independence calls it this, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. Now folks, I want you to remember something. Every single one of you here can join the CSPOA. My table's right over there next to the cold water. Okay? I'm no dummy. Okay? Have it by the water. Everybody can join. Everybody can look and see Brad Rogers, Sheriff Rogers in here on our pamphlet. Do you know what he said? A sheriff can and should interpose for his citizens against an overreaching federal, state, and local government. That means he's the good shepherd that stands in the way to protect you from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. One of the greatest enemies that we have in this country is 3 letters. IRS. And if they come into your county to abuse the rights of citizens, your sheriff should kick them the hell out or give them a free night in the county hotel.
Amen.
And you know, when we were going through the Second War with England during the War of 1812, John Quincy Adams was asked a very important question, and I'm going to leave it with each of you today. He was asked, can we ever really win this? It's the greatest military power in the entire world. Can we beat England? And he said 6 words, and I leave it with you as our mantra and our goal and the purpose that we have this tour and the CSPOA to create in your county a constitutional county with a constitutional sheriff and a bunch of citizens who simply want to be free and won't stop until you are. John Quincy Adams said this, duty is ours, results are God's. Let's do our duty and leave the rest to him. Thank you so much.
Sheriff Richard Mack, very strategically with cold water right over there, so stop in and see him. Well, Mike is just sitting there, so what's that say about Mike? All right, we're going to move right along. Laura Eisenhower, if you would come up. We had a special treat happen here. Obviously, Laura lives locally. Family.
I don't know why they have so much music.
With that said, we got one left.
Okay.
He's only going to talk like 30 seconds because he don't have much to say. But we are going to give him the opportunity to talk. Ladies and gentlemen, from Newark, New Jersey, the founder of the Urban Health Alliance, Kevin Jenkins. Woo! Hello, everyone. You know, it's always difficult to follow such great human beings, because that's what they are, human beings, loving human beings, caring human beings, people that have stopped everything in their life to come on this tour to speak to you, to bring America together, to try to figure out a way that we can show some hope and show some love, and then take the action. I believe that's important to save our country, save our families, save our children. That's what this is all about. Now, I know you are very hot out there because I'm scorching. But I want all of you to stand up, please. Please stand up. It's very important that you do this. This is probably the only thing I do every night because this is important. So I want you to take a deep breath of this hot air. I want you to inhale God, and I want you to exhale fear. Now, I want you to keep your eyes closed a bit longer, because I want you to visualize the country you want to live in starting today. Just spend a couple of minutes there. Be present. Thank you. Now, the reason why I ask you to do that is because I believe we've forgotten about that. You know, we got culture corrupt. You know, we watched everything on TV, and they told us everything was going to be all right, when in fact, we knew in our hearts everything was wrong. That's why we started fighting back. That's why we started asking questions. But last year was the most frightening year for all of us, no matter what generation you came from, what generation you belong to. They locked us in a house, and they told us that we were going to die. They told us that if we came out and spoke to each other, we were responsible for killing each other. They told us that we have to put the mask of shame on. They told us to forget about God, forget about family, forget about our parents, forget about our children. And you know what, folks? We almost bought it. We forgot about common sense. We forgot about Jesus Christ. We forgot about faith. We forgot about family. And we damn sure forgot about freedom. And we did it to ourselves. And we are responsible for what we did. Now we have the greatest opportunity, because everybody talks about the flag. But the flag represents one thing: sacrifice. The question is, are you prepared to sacrifice for this country? Are you prepared to sacrifice for your children? Are you prepared to find God's courage to come out tomorrow morning and say, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, if you're uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable? Are you prepared to do that? I can't hear you. Okay, because it's important. That's why when you turn on your TV now, they're talking about race. Stop talking about it. You know why? Because the more we talk about it, the more we get distracted from the fight that we have on our hands.
Right.
To fight the tyrants that are trying to take our hope away from us, take our love away from us, take our family away from us. Stop talking about it. And you know what? All of us have been racist because we keep using the language that they gave us to keep us separated. And we got to stop it. I'm here to tell you, I am stopping it. No more black friend, white friend, Jew friend, Greek friend. You are human. You are a friend. Are you my friend? That's what this is about. We have to stop being slaves to their language. We have to stop being slaves to what they want us to do. Now, here's the bigger question for today. We know that they lied to us. We know it now. We know it was all what? Bull. We know. But who's going to pay for it? Who's going to be responsible for the loss of our loved ones? Who's going to pay for the young men and women that committed suicide? Who's going to pay for the young woman that's sitting in a house saying, who am I going to be when I grow up? Who's going to pay for the loving ones that love our grandparents and our loved ones that we abandoned? We abandoned them. The government told us to abandon them, and we did. Shame on us.
Amen.
We say it's shame that we did that to our grandparents. Amen. You take your daughter to the hospital to have a baby, they say we got to kill her first before we let her have the child. What is wrong with us? We have to dig deeper. We have to find something that we believe in. And if you don't believe in this country, if you don't believe in that sacrifice, you need to go someplace else. Now you got I normally don't do this, but you got the President of the United States of America that just said that a woman that turned her back on the flag was a reflection of what America is. Is it crazy? Is it crazy? Let me tell you why I'm pissed. Because see, my ancestors died for this flag too. We fought in every war. So don't try to use my blackness to give cover to for your evilness. I know what this country is about. We all got bad stories to tell, but we always rose above the occasion and we fought together to save this country.
Amen.
Now we got to do it again. Are you prepared to do it again?
Yeah.
Are you really prepared to do it again? Now, we know the World Health Organization, we know Gates, we know it all, we know them all now. But guess what? Your governor, your health official, some of your pastors, they've all taken the devil's money. And you know what? We need to send a resounding message to them. You're out of here. See, we've been too damn polite. That's the problem. We got lazy, polite, and we couldn't figure it out. But now they told us they want to be your what? Your God. They want to be your God. Do you want those people to be your God? No. You want Bill Gates to tell you when to eat? No. When to love? No. When to go to church? No. Do you want Bill Gates to tell you that? No. Well, he's almost there. He's almost there. He's almost there. He almost got us where he wanted us. But now it's our choice. Right now it's our time. This is our David and Goliath story. We always talked about David and Goliath, but it's here right now. So what are you going to do about it?
Stand up.
You're going to that's my girl. I love that now. There you go. We got to take him out. We got to take him out. Some of y'all get, oh God, that's not. No, I believe in a liberating Jesus Christ. Jesus fought for me. He didn't say, well, let's have a conversation. Okay? So I'm a Christian. Are you Christians? Yes. Are you real Christians? Yes. I'm going to judge. I knew you were. But here's the deal. We don't have a lot of time. So I brought this flag up here to show you what my friend Mack has done and so many other people. My Abe, look at Abe. Stand up, sir. Let me tell you why this tour is so magical. Let me tell you why. Every single day, someone joins the Army. The Army for family, faith, and what? Freedom. Are you really free? No. One more time. Family, faith, and what? Freedom. There you go. Now, every day this happens. So that means God is with us. That means God is in our presence. There's something magical happening in this country. I'm a black guy in the heartland talking to you right now. You know what my friends at home say? How do white people treat me? I say they're the greatest Americans on the planet Earth, just like you. And we are never going to allow anybody to separate us ever again. Are we? Because I'm not putting up with that nonsense. I'm not putting up with it. Now, tomorrow morning, we got an opportunity to change the world because everybody's waiting for us. In London, 1 million people. The third time they brought 1 million people up. We can't even get ourselves to go to the state bill. I've been all over this country fighting for our freedom, but also fighting for our medical freedom. My body is my body sovereignty is my body sovereignty, and guess what? You will not do it what you want to do it. You will not commoditize my body. You will not profit off of my body. You will not poison me. You create the bioweapon to create the bioweapon to turn me into a bioweapon. Hello. And some of you, we all have family members that drink the Kool-Aid. We got to pray for them. But guess what, guys? We got to do some serious praying. Because they knew what they were doing. We fell for it. You know, as my grandmother Lily Mae would do, is come lay hands on them. We have to lay hands on them. We have to pray for them. Because they made a bad decision. And guess what? It is through our leadership that we won't lose another generation. We have to save the next generation. Those kids back there are why we do what we do on this stage. That's the future. If we can't fight for them, we are not worth anything. So I want to tell all of you, I love you, and come join us on this journey. It's a spiritual journey.
you know, I wouldn't give it the equivalent of disciples. I don't know. We're a bunch of disciples here. You know, but we're spreading the good news of faith, family, and freedom. And I love all of you. Thank you. Oh! Now, you know, the sun's got me dazed. I do this too every night too. And thank God, Trent, because, you know, I would have forgotten because sometimes you get caught up in what you're saying. I want all of you to hug each other because I want to make sure I was talking to humans, please. Hug each other, please. I mean, seriously, do it. I'm going to tell you why I ask you to do it every night. Every night. I'm going to tell you why I ask you to do it. Every night. I want to do this every night.
Yeah, nice, guys.
Or every day.
I love you, dear.
All right, you ready?
Cool.
Now let me tell you why I ask all of you to do this. Because they tried to take it away from us. They tried to take human contact away from us. They tried to take our God connection away from us. They said we should not hug each other. We should not smile at each other. We should not love each other. We should not hold each other. And we did it! So thank you. And God bless you, and I hope to see you again soon.
Are you done now?
Yes, hey look, he gave me an extra 3 minutes.
Kevin Jenkins, Urban Health Alliance, right here.
Oh, Kevin Jenkins.
Hey, look, this is our flag, Faith, Family, and Freedom flag.
Riley brought those flags. Thank you, Riley. He's got these flags right over here by the bus. Right